One of the problems that we face today is the issue of overconsumption and waste in the home. Too many families feel like they need more stuff in their homes in order to be happy, but this only adds to our overconsumption habits, which contributes more to our daily waste. It is our responsibility to reverse these habits and take responsibility for our wastefulness. According to Garbology by Edward Humes, each person in America will waste around 102 tons of trash in their lifetime. This is an enormous amount of waste, and much of this waste starts with the things we buy for the home. We are constantly bombarded by advertisements claiming that we need to buy the latest phone or the newest car, and only then will we be happy. We are always being told that we have to have the next best thing. You're out at the mall and you go to the clothing store just to look around. You have plenty of clothes at home already that you don't even wear, but you're tired of what you have after seeing the newest selections at Nordstrom. Next thing you know, you're buying $200 worth of shirts you didn't even need. It is the tendencies like over-shopping that contribute to our wasteful habits. We go out and we're too quick to buy whatever catches our eye. I'm not saying that buying things for the home is inherently bad, but we have to avoid the impulsive shopping habits that seem to dominate our lives and our wallets if we expect to see our wastefulness decline. Not only does waste from overconsumption negatively impact the environment, but it negatively impacts our wallets. It shouldn't come as a surprise that overconsumption leaves you with less money. Before shopping for new things, you should take an inventory of what you already have and consider what you seriously need to buy. This way, you avoid over-shopping for things you don't really need. Getting presents and buying new things can make people happy in the moment, but this happiness doesn't last forever. It's a problem when people continue to buy more and more things, thinking that those things will lead to happier lives and more satisfaction. Relying on material items to provide fulfillment will fail once products lose all of their newness. Of course, our impulsive buying habits just contribute more to the clutter in our homes. And because there is limited space in the home, the accumulation of these impulsive purchases will eventually completely take over the home and cause disorganization and chaos. This can even lead to dysfunctional hoarding habits in the home. This chaos and clutter makes people's lives more disorganized and chaotic. This disorganization and chaos will inevitably lead to unneeded stress in the home. You've probably experienced this type of stress when you're frantically searching for your car keys in the pile of clothes around your dorm room or house. In order to de-stress, it can help to get organized and simplify what you already have. It is really true that less is more, especially in the home. If you aren't busy overconsuming and impulsively buying, you can spend time appreciating the things that you do have rather than focusing on the latest and newest products that you don't have. Valuing simplicity and opting for less is truly best, and you'll find yourself happier. Rather than focusing on consuming new products that will go to waste eventually, opt for finding happiness in experiences and making lasting memories that won't perish. Too often, households focus on giving material gifts to each other. While I always appreciate these gestures, this just contributes to the pile of clutter in my life that I don't really need. In order to battle our bad habits of overconsumption and waste, families have to make a commitment right now that they'll cut back on wasteful shopping habits. Even if you're not used to practicing frugal shopping habits, it's never too late to start. Everyone has to start somewhere, and any effort to cut back on wasteful behaviors is going to help reduce our daily trash. Many families have more than enough items in their households, and those items are not benefiting the family at all. In order to commit to a simple and minimalist lifestyle of buying and wasting less, you need to start with a clean slate. Organize your belongings and make a pile of things you don't really need. Sell or donate the items and you're left with more space and more money. In order to follow through with this simplistic lifestyle that focuses on buying and wasting less, you have to implement a new system for which your household functions. For example, agree that your family will only go shopping for clothes at secondhand stores twice a year, or create a grocery list before you go shopping and commit to only buying the items on that list. It may encourage you to see how your more simplistic lifestyle will save you money, so keep track of your budget before you monitored your consumption and a year after you began monitoring, and see how much money you're saving by switching to a lifestyle that resists overconsumption and waste. Also track how much less you're wasting with this new lifestyle. You can also reduce wasteful behaviors and save money by cutting back on your driving time, your energy use, and your water consumption. Turning off lights, carpooling, walking, and using less water are all practical examples of how to cut back on these wasteful behaviors. Any step towards sustainability and away from overconsumption is beneficial. You probably heard the phrase reduce, reuse, recycle, but another word to remember is refuse. There are so many times during the day when we're offered things we don't really need. Even on our way to class, we may be offered a flyer about an issue we don't really care about. Rather than taking the flyer that we're just going to throw away or recycle, we can simply refuse what we don't need. Reducing what we buy is key to battling our overconsumption habits. I completely understand that buying products is an essential part of living in the modern world, but that is no excuse to carelessly buy anything and everything that catches our eye. Reducing the amount of products we buy will reduce our waste, and it will also keep producers from continuing to overproduce what we don't need. Reusing what we do have is a great solution for products that we no longer need. If we're not using a product to its full potential, then it shouldn't be sitting in our homes and taking up space. Giving unneeded items to secondhand stores or donating those items is a good way to get rid of clutter while benefiting someone else who may have a use for it. Recycling is a helpful practice in combating wastefulness, however, it should be the last option. Many people feel that they're environmentally friendly because they recycle, but refusing, reducing, and reusing should be the first goals. Recycling is much better than using non-recyclables that will be hoarded in landfills, so at the very least recycle what you can't reuse. Lastly, take pride in the fact that you're making a difference by reducing your overconsumption habits. Don't be discouraged in thinking that you're not making a difference, because you are. You are responsible for yourself and your actions, so even if others don't value your simplistic and frugal lifestyles, take gratification in knowing you're being economical and environmentally friendly.